Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Firstly, I'm sorry that I didn't post a video last week. It's been quite a busy few weeks and I've got some personal updates that I'm going to share later on in the video as to why, and just some things that I'm dealing with at the moment. But one thing that I want to do for you guys is show a house tour. And the reason for this is because we recently had our bathroom done. It was completed yesterday and I'm really proud of it. It looks great. But we also have a lot that we want to do around the home, and also to show you guys just a bit of the work that we've got going on at the moment and things that we need to do. Seeing as this is a life update video, I want to be honest with you guys with how everything's looking. So I'll show you around the house, and any tips on what we can do to make the house look more homey and look better would be really appreciated. So comment below if you do have any useful tips. Let's have a look around the house. So when you come into the house, this is kind of the first area that you see. We've got coats up there, shoe rack, and then there's a door to the back garden, which is really helpful. And then in here, this door's really a bit stiff. There we go. We've got just a little toilet and a little mirror. Now, this bathroom, it could be a bit nicer. We probably want to give the whole house a bit of a paint. And this door, honestly, it's been a bit of a nightmare. It's just, the handle is like a bit loose, as you can probably see. There we are. My dad's tried to fix it and not really been that successful, but hopefully we may be able to get it sorted. So then you come into our living area. It's a weird layout, to be honest, but I really like it. You come straight in and you've got the stairs up to the bedrooms, and straight ahead we've got a little dining area. And to be honest, one of the things that we need to do in this space is give it a good paint. It doesn't look like it needs painting probably on camera, but I'll go a bit close and see if you can see. There's loads of like dirt marks on the wall, and then we had a leak, and you can probably see like up there. I don't know whether the camera can really, you may not be able to see it, but we've got just a bunch of leaks, and so it just needs a good paint. To be honest, I'd like to get a new dining room table at some point, because this takes up quite a lot of room for not that many people. One other thing, by the way, that we're getting done soon is a lot of our radiators are really not the best. Like the valves, as you can see, look really old. There's also a bit of scruffy kind of stuff around that when we paint, you know, like things like that I want to tidy up. But yeah, we need to get some new valves. That's going to be in a few weeks. So yeah, we've got our kitchen, which is a decent size. Like, excuse the dirty pots, this is a real life update video. It's a nice kitchen. Again, there's a lot of stuff that we want to do in here, so let me give you a few examples. Like the worktop is a bit scratched up. There's just the odd little mark on it, like over here. It's got like marks, so we'd want to get that updated. As you probably can hear, the floor is quite creaking. The floor also gets all these kind of little scruff marks. You know, I sweep and I clean, and yeah, I still get all the scruff marks, so I want to make that a little bit nicer. Just whilst we're here, this is what we're having for tea tonight: healthy fish and chips. And this book, honestly, is incredible. Eat Yourself Healthy, Jamie Oliver. I'll link it below. It's got some amazing recipes in. Let me just quickly go to a random one. So crispy pork noodle broth, 12 minutes. Has 2 of your 7 a day. You request doing 7 a day, so that's what it looks like. It's got a 2-week plan, a 2-week Kickstarter plan, so highly recommend. Go in the garage. Our bin is absolutely stinking, so I've washed that out. Empty bottles, because when we had our work done, we didn't have any water. Storage for my sister. A big bag of apples that I don't have a clue what to do with because they've come from the tree. Rubbish, need to organise all of that. dirty clothes that need washing. All of this is a bit messy. A bike that someone gave me. We ideally want to get this converted. Sorry if you can hear the rain. It's raining quite heavy and it's kind of bouncing off the roof a little bit. But we want to get this all converted at some point, but it's quite expensive. Oh gosh. Ooh. I don't know whether you can hear that. Right, let's maybe not go in here. Anyway, moving on to, I think, my favourite part of the house, or one of my favourite parts. Let me put a bit of light on, that's a bit better. So this is the living room. So for this room, I'll give you a quick glance of it. I filmed some videos there, you probably recognise that plant. For this room, to be honest, again, painting, we've got lots of little hooks and things from the previous owner. One big thing, let me step back and show you, you'll see there's a beam up there, just up there, and we want to get some big curtains that come all the way around in time for winter. So this room gets a lot colder than like the room up there. That radiator belts out up there, but then obviously heat rises, so down here can get a little bit cold. And so we're hoping if we get the radiators, we're getting our radiators sorted. If we get our curtains, then hopefully it'll work and be a bit warmer. So this is our garden. Honestly, this needs so much TLC. We do our best. That's our apple tree there. We do our best, but neither of us are gardeners, so we do what we can. There's a little nook here that, to be honest, we never really utilise that space at the moment. Maybe in the future we will. So let's go upstairs and I'll quickly show you the bedrooms, as the main part of this video, to be honest, is the updates for you guys. So we come up here. And this is mine and Andy's bedroom. Let me put the light on. So it's a big room. We've got a king size bed there. Obviously our bedside tables came with the house because they match the built-in wardrobes. You can see my reflection. I love this picture. This was a picture that my now brother-in-law got me and Andy for our wedding, and I think it's just beautiful. So let's show you the view. So this is the view from our bedroom. Now, hindsight, not the best day to film because you cannot see the view. It's just cloud and rain. Honestly, look outside, it's blowing everywhere. Wonderful view on a good day. So let me take you through to the other bedroom. So you have to go up even more steps. And just FYI, we obviously want to paint and freshen up the whole house. So this is our office room. It's quite a small room. So we have our desk there. I don't like all these cables, but there's not a plug over there. So I don't know what we're going to do with that. And then down here, so we've clearly had our bathroom recently renovated because this is all the stuff that was in our bathroom before, and we need to figure out where to put it. I don't want to make the bathroom look really scruffy, so trying to work out where to put it. If we leave this room, we're going to, let's get a light on, a slightly bigger bedroom. So this is where our guests stay. There's some prescriptions that I need to sort out. Currently, honestly, laundry. Let's be real. There's laundry in here. I'm going to sort that out because my sister and husband are staying here tomorrow. And then let's show you the bathroom that's being done. Oh, there we are. So here we've got it. So we've got a beautiful rainfall shower, which I've wanted for a long time. We've got the toilet, we've got the sink, which has tons of storage in. Honestly, like, I don't know how we're going to fill it. Like so much storage, which is great. And then we've got a mirror up here. And then over here, which currently does have loads of towels on, is a huge towel rail. So yeah. That's essentially the house tour. Right. I hope that you enjoyed the house tour. To be honest, it was super quick. I'm awful at vlogging and doing house tours apparently. So I hope that you liked it. Any tips, as I said below, on what we can do would be really appreciated. We're doing a lot in the next 6 months or so to get the house looking a bit more like our home and not the previous people's home. So yeah, I want to share 4 things that's really happening in our life at the moment. I've actually written 4 things on the back of our old weekly food shop list. Trying to not waste paper. So I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about for a while and I've just not really known what to say or felt ready to share. But I'm going to be stepping back slightly from YouTube and blogging. And I know some of you may be thinking, well, Helen, you're brand new on YouTube. Like, what does that look like? Why? Is it not for you? Those types of questions you might be thinking. And honestly, I have been blogging for over a year now. I started blogging, I think it was probably about September last year, but I had been preparing it for a good few months, so it's probably been nearly a year and a half where my mind has been on blogging and writing. And it's been a good few months or so where I've been trying to work on this YouTube channel. And at the time, it really worked for me to be able to commit time to writing and to commit time to YouTube. But there's a few other things that I'm going to be sharing, and hopefully that I'll explain maybe why I want to step back. Now, when I say step back, I don't mean that I want to come off YouTube or blogging entirely, because I enjoy it. You know, I wouldn't do this if I didn't actually enjoy it. But what it looks like for me is maybe removing the pressure to perform. Like even this YouTube video that I'm filming now, I got my phone out. I did a quick, tour around the house. That was by no means a perfect dreamy house tour. Even the introduction, my microphone's not working, so I'm not using it. I've written my list on the back of an old shopping list of what I want to share, and I'm trying to get to the point where I don't feel like I need to create perfection in my blogging and my YouTube. And I know that you may be thinking, well, Helen, you weren't creating perfection anyway. But for me, it felt like I was doing my absolute best with the resources and skills that I had, and pushing myself to try and create this content that you guys really wanted, and maybe at times not being really authentic to who I actually am. And so that's been a real challenge for me. Like, as life gets busy, what does it look like to create content that feels right for me to share? And also realizing that some days I won't feel like writing or filming. Some weeks will be super busy and I won't be able to post anything, and that's okay. This channel and my blog is not necessarily me trying to make it a full-time career. It's just me having a bit of fun and sharing things that are on my heart. And if it does become something, then amazing, but that's not necessarily my intended goal. And that actually moves me on to the second thing that I want to share, which is a bit more of a career goal and a financial goal. Is me and my husband are finally launching our walking business. And when I say finally launching, what I mean is that we're finishing our training and launching in the new year. So we're not launching right now, but we're gonna be launching. And honestly, this has been a work in progress. For those of you who don't really know about the walking business, me and my husband are training with a company called Walks. I will link their website below, to start our own business, to have a little walking group in our community that me and my husband lead. And if I'm being honest, I want this to be a place where people can get fit and healthy without having to go to the gym or feel like they need to do intense exercise. But secondly, just for great community and to be totally transparent. Me and my husband live in a Christian bubble a lot of the time. Especially me, I work for a Christian charity, and most of the people that I spend time with are Christians, and I don't like that. Obviously, I love being around Christians, but how am I meant to share my faith if I'm not around people who don't believe? And so for me, it's just going to be a great opportunity just to chat with people from different walks of life and to share our journeys together. That's why I created my blog and this channel. It's just to share life together. And so that's going to be launching in the new year. I will continue to share updates with you about how that goes. And honestly, the plan long term is that will create enough funding that I can hopefully step back from my normal 9 to 5 job. We don't know when that will be. That could be, in 5 years. It could be in a year. We don't know. It just depends on the response that we get when we launch. But I'm excited for that. And the third thing that I wanted to talk about, which kind of connects to that, is me and my husband are really trying to plan for our future. And this is why we're honestly starting this business. Because when I become a mum, and I don't know when that's going to be, but when that happens, I want to be able to not be worrying about my 9 to 5 job. I want freedom to be able to be at home with my children when I can, but still like lead walks and get out into community and not just be trapped at home either, but to have a bit of flexibility around that. And so this next year for me and my husband is obviously going to be starting the walking business, but also like starting to save more money so that we can have that financial freedom. Sorry, we've started investing in certain things to help us, further down the line. And I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not a financial advisor, but for us, we're making decisions that feel right for us. And so I think that's also one of the reasons why maybe stepping back from this pressure to deliver content all the time has been really helpful, because I'm not just in YouTube and blogging and my life for the now. I'm really starting to think ahead, and we are as a couple. And so that's kind of where my mind is a bit at the moment. I'm sorry if that's a bit vague. We're still figuring it all out. But I'm really forward thinking at the moment. And the final update is, for me, if you watch this channel or you watch my blogs or you personally know me, you know that I recently had heart surgery and I'm really trying to work on prioritizing my health. And so, getting to the gym, even this walking business will be great for that too. Getting out and going on hikes is great for your heart without adding loads of pressure either. And I'm just trying to make sure that as the next year is going to be quite full on, that I'm balancing my time and that I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to do everything and then burn myself out. I've been there before. I was burnt out quite a bit of last year, and it wasn't good. It's not a nice feeling, when you're feeling like you can only give a tiny percent to something that needs like 100%. It's not a good feeling. And so I'm just trying to balance everything at the moment and work out what is the healthy plan going forward for me and my unique health situation that I do have, that you may not have watching this. Everyone's different. And so just a bit of encouragement as I end this video, to not feel like you always have to be living in a state of perfection when you're doing everything perfect. Sometimes life just hands us certain situations that make life a bit crazy, and it can just be for a season, and it can be maybe for several seasons. Life brings us so much, and it's not about trying to do everything 100% all the time, but just trying to ask ourselves, like, what can we do to balance ourselves? And so just a bit of a challenge, for you, if you're watching this and you're like, actually, Helena, I'm a bit like you. I feel like I'm trying to figure out my future. I'm trying to balance my life, and it's just feeling a bit overwhelming. sometimes you do have to step back from certain things, or maybe stop trying to say yes to everything or trying to do everything perfect. You know, there are times where my house is messy. There's times where I'm behind on certain jobs that need doing. There's times where me and my husband may miss a date night, and you know, we don't like doing that. But sometimes, you know, date night comes around and something else comes up that needs our attention. And obviously, I'm not saying that we should let things interfere in really important things in our life, like our marriage. But, you know, just to go easy on yourself, I think is what this video really is about. So thanks so much for watching my ramblings, unedited and all, but hey ho, that's life. So I will see you, I'm not going to say next week, but I'll see you when I next see you. Have a great weekend. Bye.